Hey guys, welcome to Two Split. Today we're going to look at accessories for the PlayStation 5. I know some of you are out there, you already got your PlayStation 5 or you're looking to buy a PlayStation 5. There's going to be a host of ads and things to go with it, accessories that they want you to get with your shiny new toy. But I'm going to tell you what you should and what you shouldn't consider at all, or maybe you should depending on your gaming situation. Let's get into it. Okay, first up is the HD camera, right? This one got a lot of people angry, me included. So when you see this on the store, you're gonna think, oh, this is the new version of my old PlayStation camera, what I used to have for my VR games. Wrong. This is just a web camera, right? It doesn't support your VR games, PlayStation VR. It doesn't support those games that you have on PS4. If you just want to stream what you're playing on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, you can get this, but your old camera does that. What's the difference? This does it at 1080p. It doesn't do 4K. You would think because PS5 is a 4K, 8K machine. No, this does 1080p max. Your old camera maxes out at 720p. And if you still need to use that to play your VR games, you need to buy a special adapter to stick that into your PS5 to run that. But this won't support those games. So if you're thinking that's what this camera does, it doesn't. And you really don't need it because you could just probably use a third-party webcam for other streaming. So this is not a priority in my book anyway. So that's that. Next up on the list is something obvious, a controller. If you live alone and you're a hermit in a mountain or something, no friends, one controller will do, right? But if you're a casual gamer and people come over to play, don't be a jerk, buy a second controller. I think that's important. And it will reduce the wear and tear on your original controller anyway when you're switching back and forth. So that's it, that's all I gotta say on this. Full review of the controller coming up later. I have my quirks about this controller, but let's not get into that. Next up, the Cradle Charger. You put your pads in here and it charges. Yeah, it doesn't sound too technical. Do you need it? Let's look at it this way. If you're gonna charge both pads at the same time, you're more likely not playing the game, right? So you could have just plugged it in with your USB-C cable, correct? And if you wanna argue that you could be charging one while you're playing with the other, you could be charging that one with a USB-C cable, correct? This just takes up another excess power point. I think this is just a nice to have. It's not life or death. It's not gonna ruin your experience in any way. So if you have too much cash to blow, that's cool. You can buy it if you want it, but again, not a priority on my list for your PlayStation 5. That's what it looks like. Moving on, we have the media remote. This guy. Yeah. So see how unique it is? It has special buttons for Spotify, YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus. So basically all the major media streaming services are predetermined on this remote. It seems like a luxury, I thought so too, but this is actually way more useful if your PS5 is your primary entertainment center. So if you have a room where your PlayStation is where you watch stream most of your shows, you should get a remote. Why? Because your pad, when you play that video or whatever you're watching, your pad stays on. So you're just killing the battery of that pad. And if you want to be smart about it and say, oh, I'm gonna press play and then turn off the pad, what happens when you want to play again? You're gonna have to turn the pad on and then turn it off, go into settings. It gets clunky and it's not cool. This will do that, take less power, it's not in the way. It's just convenient. Currently, there is no setting for auto off on your controller in the PS5 as the time I made this video. So you're gonna have to manually turn it off if you want to do that. Again, that's just not worth that much stress. If it's your major media center. If it's not, you can live without it. You'll probably use your controller, but if you're gonna be watching hours of play, it's better to have this than to have your pad powered on, just sitting there, just draining battery, not doing anything until you need to push one button to stop, one button to play, when you can get a dedicated media. So this is an in-between. It's depending on if it's your media center, get it. Moving on. These guys, the PlayStation 5 headphones. Has the same design architecture, black and white like the machine. It have my reservations about the design of the machine. They're cool, all right? I'm just gonna cut to it. If you're a gamer and you need that in-sound control 3D, these headphones are awesome. They're on point. Your old headphones work just fine, but these are better. My growls with these is they still do what Sony likes to do. You need that dongle that's paired with this, and once you lose that dongle, this guy is stuck to being wired in directly to your controller. But other than that, they're a great pair of headphones. I like what they've done with some of the buttons. Instead of just being touched, some of them are actually push in, push out buttons. You can click them in, click them out. And that's it. Nothing too overrated. They're just optimized for gaming. I've tried some of my higher end headphones in my games and they don't sound as good as gaming headsets because gaming headsets are optimized for games. I guess that was a no-brainer. So yeah, if you want to get up close and personal with your gaming, you should definitely get one of these. I think they're awesome. They work. And that is that. That's pretty much short to the point video. So that's the accessories on my list. This is This is definitely another. This main media center, you should get it. This, don't be a dweeb. Get a second pad. It'll help out your other pad anyway. And this, if you want to be in the game, you don't want to disturb anybody else, especially if you're in that house where you have rooms are close together and you want your privacy, you should get one of these. And that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.